Good morning. It is early this morning. It's 6 a.m. My alarm went off at 5:30, but I was tired this morning. So I thought I would give you some insight into a peaceful morning that is about to change as soon as school starts and give you some tips and tricks on taking care of yourself as well as getting ready for the upcoming school year.
Another season is coming to pass. The gardens may still be flourishing, but the dog days of summer are quickly fading as the engines of the school buses come to life. Suddenly, the busyness of a new morning routine replaces sleeping in and sun-kissed faces. Welcome to Pinebrook Homestead. My name is Marie, and I'm so grateful you are here.
So one of the first things that I like to do is get a glass of water before I have my tea. And I am going to add a pinch of my Redmond sea salt to it. And I am just rehydrating myself after a night of sleep. I also add in some red clover. Red clover is really good for hot flashes, things like that. And then I have some vitamin D3 and K2 that I'm going to add to my water. And then I will just drink this down before I have my tea. In the meantime, I have a little puppy who needs to go outside. Good. It's puppy time. Go on, go potty. It's going to be a beautiful day. So I added another light. I really don't like the bright lights in the morning. But there's times, especially when it's dark outside and I'm working in the kitchen, that I need some light. And a lot of times when everybody gets up, it seems like the whole house lights up. This morning, we are just getting my husband off to work. And then we have some things that we have to get done for ourselves. And I'll share those with you. And Monday, it all changes. So I want to give you some tips and tricks on getting out of the house in a peaceful way for not only you, but your children, teenagers, and even your husband. My husband poured my tea while I was out with the dogs. So one of the first things that I need to get done is just hurry up and pack my husband's lunch. And when it comes to lunches, this is one way that we save money, but he takes his lunch every morning, and it's typically what we had the night before, because like last night he was not home for dinner. So our dinner will be his lunch today. He also likes to take 2 hard-boiled eggs, and this is a early day for him, meaning he'll get off around 4, so he'll be eating dinner with us this evening, so I don't have to pack 2 meals. And so hard-boiled eggs, and then he likes to take the homemade yogurt and then his meal. So we're going to get that ready. So this is what I do. I pack his lunch in glass containers, And we're trying so desperately to switch from any plastic container. But I will tell you what's going to be difficult this year is like the sandwich bags for my son. Um, so I'm working through kind of changing that up. I'll share with you why in a little bit. But I already have my hard-boiled eggs. I prepare them once a week or whenever he runs out. I'll do up 12 hard-boiled eggs. So we have that. We're going to get those peeled. Got a container for the yogurt. And I'll tell you, packing his lunch is one of the things that saves us the most money. And I will be bringing out a video for lunch ideas, probably in September when I know the majority of everybody goes back to school. We go back to school so early. And my lunch ideas are more teenager driven. I don't have to do like, cute homemade Lunchables or anything like that. I'm feeding a 6'4" skinny teenager who is a bottomless pit. So I just have some homemade cherry preserves that I did, which has less sugar than normal, and I'll put that on his yogurt. He likes it with a little bit of flavor. And then I was able to score on blueberries this week. So I'm going to add some blueberries to his lunch as well. Had a big blueberry sale. And I have not had fresh berries since the spring. So I thought that would be a nice treat. So now I have some time. So let's talk a little bit about morning routines and why they are so important. I am going to be sharing with you today what I use as my alarm clock now. I used to be that person, this was over a year ago, I used to be that person that would have a jarring, blaring alarm clock about a year ago. And I had to wake up at 4:45. And that just set my nervous system off on a really bad tangent with just that blaring alarm. Like you would be in a dead sleep and then just boom. So I made the switch to a different alarm clock. And I'm going to take you and show you that. But your morning routine and how you set yourself up is so important to the rest of your day. You know, my husband enjoys reading in the morning, and so he does that with his tea. I tend to piddle in the kitchen until he's ready for work, and then I will go into my devotions and we will take a walk around the garden and then get ready for our day. So one of the other things that I like to do in the morning is make sure that I have a plan for the day. What needs to get done? Today, I do need to head to the grocery store to pick up a few things and also take some library books back. And I want to get a couple new books that I can snuggle into at night and start reading. And then we are coming home to tackle things in the kitchen. I've got to get some food put away. I still have 3 cabbages. I have a drawer full of cucumbers. I would have been fermenting the cucumbers, but my sauerkraut is still fermenting. It's not quite ready yet. So I've had to hold off on that. But that is going to be one of the huge things. And then I need to get started on laundry, and I need to get started on getting the house cleaned. I want, whenever I start a new season or a new chapter, which going back to school is a new season for us because it takes an already busy schedule and it makes it a little bit more busier. So I like to have the house prepared and cleaned. I like to have food prepped so lunches are easier, and beds washed, laundry done, just getting the house in order. So I'll be doing that this weekend. But I thought I would take you through, and I need to finish my water really quick, and then we can have our tea. I don't know what he gave us this morning. My husband made the tea this morning. But yeah, that's kind of how we're going to roll through the day. And the best thing about packing lunches is packing the night before, or having most of your containers done the night before. I did peel his eggs and I put the yogurt in, but you could even do that just so that you are removing from the refrigerator, putting into a lunchbox, and you're done. I know evenings can be busy too, but if you could do a little bit each evening and then each morning, your mornings will run a little bit smoother. So in the morning, I do like to get what clean dishes I had to hand wash off the counter. If the dishwasher has been run the night before, which mine was not, then I like to get the dishwasher unloaded and everything put away and just set the kitchen up for a good day. If you are going to work, that is a huge key, is to get all your clean dishes put away so that when you come home, you're not having dishes in the sink. If anybody's home, whether you have kids, they can put their dishes in the dishwasher. And you just have a clean workspace when you come home from work to start dinner. So I am just going to get these put away really quick. I also like to change out my towels in the morning and give myself a new dish rag and a new hand towel and put those down in the wash. So now that I've got this all set up, I'm going to head back and go get my shower. So one of the things that made the biggest difference in my morning was switching alarm clocks. So rather than that blaring alarm clock first thing in the morning, I moved to the Sunrise One. Now the Sunrise One is not only an alarm clock, it also has white noise with soothing sounds. But the nice thing about this alarm clock is that it starts, so I wake up at 5:30 in the morning, and at 5 o'clock, it starts with a sunrise light. So it will start to light up the room slowly. And then at 5:30, I have the sounds of the birds. And that is what I wake up to now. It has changed dramatically. It is a slow wake up, and it has changed dramatically my mornings. The stress and anxiety that I would get from that blaring alarm clock versus something like this. So I'm going to link this in the description box below. If you're having problems waking with that alarm, if you're dealing with anxiety, stress, or even perimenopause or menopause, I highly recommend this. It can also act as a night light with your white noise, but this is the light that I use to illuminate the room as just like the sun would. And it has helped so much. I've got a couple of loads of laundry to do today, so I'm going to get the first one started. But here's a tip for you. If you are leaving the house in the morning, working outside, or working outside of the home, and you want to get some laundry done, have you ever thought and check your washer if you have a delayed start? So I used to do this all the time. I would put my laundry in, delayed start it for whatever time. Let's say I knew I was going to be home by 5. I would delay start it for like 3 o'clock. And by 5 o'clock, when I got home, I would run down and throw that load of laundry into the dryer. So that can save you some time on your days off if you are working outside of the home. Today is going to be a beautiful day, so I want to get some laundry hung out on the line. So one of the things I enjoy doing every morning is going for a garden walk. And I just walk through, check on everything, see what needs to be done for the day. Does something need water? It's just a peaceful part of my morning. So I thought I would take you along. So as you can see, I have some corn growing, but it is not corn that I planted. It is corn from the bird seed. We ended up with this bell, trying to keep the squirrels out of the bird feeder. And I actually picked up a different kind of bird feeder for my block and some extra bird seed. So I am going to revamp this little area today as well. But here is the upper garden. And we've got our row of tomatoes. Our lima beans are doing well. The carrots have all sprouted below. Let me see if I can show you. There you go. But they desperately need thinned out. So that's going to be on Sunday's list to do. And then we have a row of beets. And we just recently planted peas on this side of the beet row. So I am hoping to see some peas coming up soon. We have an empty space back here, but I do have kale and some Brussels sprouts to put in there and cover those. So that'll be for our fall garden. And we've got some ripe tomatoes. So exciting. Let's get down to the lower garden. So this, I'm watching my step. We're going back behind the upper garden with our tree line and creek back here. But this year's been kind of a crazy garden year because the weather we've had. Now, what's funny is August has been dry. We had rain on Wednesday, I believe, and that was the only rain. Look at these beautiful cannas. I love these cannas. See if we can get you up there. They're so beautiful. I love these cannas. They're the backdrop of the kitchen garden. And I still see the moon, sliver of the moon up there this morning. It's so peaceful. But the cicadas are already singing. And I think it's like 8 something in the morning. But July, we had so much rain that some things did very well and some things did not. So we are just going to head down to the lower garden and see what we can see. Make sure everything's doing okay. What needs watered? Like I said, we had rain on Wednesday. Today is Friday. And I do have seeds down here, so I want to make sure that I tend to those. But we're just going to check on it and see how everything is doing. I replanted zucchini. Our peppers are doing well. Looks like we need a stake here. And this is one of the reasons why I do this. This pepper plant is leaning over because of the amount of peppers. So it's getting heavy. So I'm going to have to get a stake in there. We have so many green peppers coming in. There's a little one. Oh, I just love the gardens. And there is our delicata squash that has gone rogue. And yes, we were hit with the vine borer. And I have small amount of signs of squash bugs, which I was not happy about. But this area we planted beets in. So we have more beets coming in. And they are the Golden Detroit. And then we planted more peas in these two beds, took out all the cucumbers and beans, planted peas. And back in the far bed, we are trying our hand at a late season potato. Now, it's actually an early season potato back in that bed, but it's late for our season. Does that make sense? Our peppers are out of control. There's a leaf coming down. Is that not fall all over again? I mean, school starts and leaves start dropping. It's crazy. Brussels sprouts are doing well, and they are crazy. We did harvest some of them already, but you can see them in there. So that has been fun. The squash and the straw bales, I am not that happy with. I'm not happy with any of the straw bales this year, and I don't know why. I did everything I was supposed to do. I don't know if it was too much rain. I don't know. But regardless, we'll take what we can get. We do have some honey nut squash on there. We'll take what we can get and then put that straw into the soil of that bed. And then I replanted peas here as well. Look at those zinnias. Aren't they beautiful? Best zinnia year I've had in a long time. I am probably going to be swarmed by sweat bees. The sweat bees this year are just awful. But one of the things that I like to do in the morning is I like to get out here and have the sun on my face and in my eyes for, I don't know, at least 10 minutes, if not longer. And if I can, I'll do my devotions out here as well, listening to the birds and the cicadas. They are another insect that is really bad this year. But yeah, mornings are so important to set us up for the day. And mine is changing on Monday. Now, I don't have little ones anymore. I have a teenager who will be driving himself to school, but I still get up and make his lunch. My time to get up does not change, but the morning routine changes a little bit. Fortunately, my husband is so helpful in the morning, and I tend to take care of the lunches, and he takes care of breakfast. So I'll have egg sandwiches for him. He always has to have an egg, at least 1 to 2 eggs in the morning. He needs protein. Like I said, he is 6'4", and he is a beanpole. I have to order his pants because I think his waist is he's like 29 or 30 by 36 or 37 now. It's crazy how tall he is. But if he was to eat a bowl of oatmeal or a sugary cereal, he crashes. So that is something that I have to take into consideration on the grocery budget. Is I'm now packing his lunch, as well as more eggs in the morning. Kroger right now has a deal on eggs. So I'm going there after I get my devotional done and after I can get the first load of laundry hung out on the line. And I am picking up eggs, getting ready for school. How many of you still have teenagers at home or grandchildren who are going back to school? And are you involved in any of that?
So, do you take care of them after school or anything like that? Leave it in the comments below. We would all love to know. I remember those days of getting out of the house, and I still do twice a week. I still leave the house at 7 a.m. twice a week. So on those days, I actually take my Bible and devotional with me, and I will read my devotional and my Bible to my grandchildren. And that's how I do my devotion there. Um, but, I remember those days where everybody was trying to get out of the house, and dad was trying to get out, mom was trying to get out. We had kids to put on the school bus. It was chaotic. And unfortunately, that season is coming sooner than later. And so I just want to be some encouragement to you that if you can get up a little bit early or plan everything the night before, it will really make a difference in your day, in your morning. And, when you're racing around and frustrated, and it happens, ladies, I know it happens. I remember those days. But when you're racing around and you're frustrated, you can set the whole mood for everybody in the family. And that's what we don't want, because we want you to be successful and we want your family to be successful. And if you are a stay-at-home mom or homeschooling or a grandma and your mornings aren't like that anymore, just make sure to still stay on a schedule versus, and when I say schedule, loosely, stay on a schedule to take care of your health. Make sure you're taking whatever vitamins and minerals and everything that you need to take, or medication. And I find if I get in the shower and get myself done, I'm more productive through the day. So I don't do my devotion until after I get done with my shower, get the load of laundry started, everybody's out of the house, then I have my quiet time. So I encourage you to do the same. Get out in nature in the morning, whether it's a 10-minute walk or you take a 2-mile walk. I will be implementing that as well. Yeah, so a lot is going to be happening in August. The rest of this month, we're going to tackle, getting back to school and some lunch ideas and getting our houses in order, and then getting us in order, taking care of us on a budget, frugal ways, because that's who I am. So, ladies, I hope you all enjoy your day. I wish you well. And just know it is so important to take care of you so that you can take care of your family and everybody else. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.